watching the match last night, mate. They were shit hot, by the way, last night. It was such a good, well, I say they were shit hot. Gunther and New Day and Jay were great.
I
not a
thought
big...
Kaiser was good.
I might have not been paying much attention, but Kaiser was in it. Vinci is...
Yeah, I've never been keen on Vinci.
But the whole interaction between Jay and Gunther when he came in the ring and slapped the taste out of it. No, Dwayne, look at me, Dwayne. That's how you slap someone.
That's how you do it.
But when he slapped him, and then when they were backstage talking to him, it was, and they said, someone said, I think it was Xavier said to Jay, start slapping when you slap Gunther, that slap. He says, I had your boy in the Boston Crab, and he went, I don't even like crabs. Classic New Day.
Do you know what,
I did think we're getting Big E last night. I thought they were going to have absolute beat down, and Big E was going to come out for the save.
I did. I stand on Meal. I just don't think he's back as a wrestler.
Do you know what? I think if we're going to get him back, we're getting him back at Mania. Save it for Mania. And I'm happy with that. Save that for Mania. Give me something. Look, if you're going to break my heart and have Cody lose, if you bring Big E back the match before, I might get over it. I might be all right this year.
I don't think you will.
I think
if Cody loses, I think you turn your back on WWE and don't ever watch it.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know how I'll take if Cody lost. But yeah, to soften the blow, give me Big E back, because right now there's only two things in wrestling I want. Oh, three things, sorry. Just remember another one. Cody to win and finish the story. Big E return from injury. And R-Truth to have every title available, including the women's title, just for shits and gigs. R-Truth needs a title now. Give me R-Truth in a title spot.
Well, we don't know what Dom's doing at Mania because he doesn't even know yet. He's said today that they have not told him what he's doing. They're keeping it a secret to him.
So
I think it's going to be Ray. I think they'll work it around Dom and Ray again, because I swear Ray said something about having one more match with him at Mania.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting to see, because I feel like we're going to get Miz R-Truth against Judgment Day on one of the nights for the titles. I don't think British Strong Style are winning the titles as much as
I don't know, because Miz didn't come out.
Yeah, but he was trying to phone Miz. Miz didn't answer his phone.
Exactly, he's turned his back on him already. It's the Miz.
DX came out. I mean, DIY came out and saved him.
DX. No way, Shawn Michaels, Triple H. No way.
That's what he said backstage. He's like, "No way, DX came out and helped me. Thank you, guys."
I didn't see that bit.
I literally just seen it. That's how I know. But no, the way of Mania plays out, I am Thursday night. Last night has made me excited for Mania again. Yeah. I was excited anyway, but I'm sort of like, I was on the deflated side. Like I said earlier on, I am a hashtag Cody Crybaby. If you want to call me that, that's fine. I want Cody to win it. He deserves it. Like we said last week, he's the biggest name in wrestling right now. Period. Every company going. There's nobody bigger. He is this incarnation of wrestling. WWE is John Cena, Stone Cold, Rock, Taker. He's got everything. So Triple H, yes, mate, Triple H. I was a Triple H guy for one period of time. Can't remember when, but I was.
My boy.
But yeah, you know what I mean. He's the face for this era. He deserves it for the work he's put in. And it has just don't drop everything straight away. So don't tell us next week on Friday night on SmackDown that it's going to be Seth and Cody night versus The Rock and Roman. Drag it out for a little bit. Play a little game with us for a little while.
I think they will do. I think we got a week. By the way, I won't be watching Elimination Chamber. I will be, but later on when I get home from work.
I'll watch it.
There is no hours, and I've got to work from the office on Saturdays. So
I might try and do a bit of toil, unless you swap your day.
Now, well, this is the thing. If I swap my day, he'll know why I'm swapping it.
I have 12 hours of holiday left. I'll probably end up watching it while I'm working. I don't like how they're booking Elimination Chamber though at the moment.
Why?
I don't like the qualifying matches and who they're putting against. It's very, very obvious who's winning each one so far. I think the only one I questioned was Sammy's. Who does Sammy take on now?
True.
No, Randy Orton. So I didn't question it. And I
Who
did.
did Drew take on then?
AJ. This is my problem, right? So we've had AJ against Drew, Sammy against Roman, not Roman, Orton. We had Big
Night
Bronson Reed.
Ivar.
Yeah. Who was it, Ivar again?
Ivar and LA Knight.
So LA Knight and Ivar, and Bobby and Big Bronson Reed.
Bronson Reed.
Now, the only one that I didn't say who's winning perfectly was the Bobby Big Bronson Reed one. And the only reason I was going to say I said Bronson Reed is because he's Australian.
He's from Australia. I know, I'm shocked at that as well. I still think he's going to be in it.
I think he'll shoehorn him in. Somebody will get injured.
Yeah, I think Logan Paul will cost, I reckon, LA Knight. I don't know. I think somewhere around that, yeah, something will happen and Bronson Reed will be put in.
I think it'll be KO. He'll injure KO or something, his hand or something, and cost him.
Yeah.
But the people that they're putting against each other are the people I would expect to see in there. I would expect to see AJ and Sammy, Drew, Orton in the match in LA Knight. They would be the ones I'd see. I would want to see in the match. Who have we got there? Kevin Owens, Logan Paul, Dominic.
Smackdown's matches are. Dom Mysterio.
Dominic KO.
Imagine Dom gets in.
Yeah, it's Dominic and KO, and then Logan Paul versus The Miz. So I'm expecting KO to beat Dom and Logan Paul to beat The Miz.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. If KO gets his match cost and it's Dominic, I'm on board to see Dominic get absolutely. But we're meant to be getting Dominic against Bronson Reed.
Why are you doing that?
Hey,
I thought you liked Dom.
I'm on board for a Dom title run, just not yet.
You wanted him with a title in frigging December.
I still do, but he needs a mid card title first.
What about the women's? So at the moment we've got Liv, Becky, and Bianca.
He can't take the women's title.
Well, he could do.
Well,
he's Dom. He can do anything.
Yeah.
So potentially the men's is Orton, Drew, LA Knight, Logan Paul,
Bobby.
and
KO.
Yeah. I like that. I like Logan Paul being in there because he's never been in there before, obviously.
I feel AJ and Sammy should be in there.
No, I agree. If I was to pick anyone, it would be AJ, Sammy. I wouldn't have LA Knight in it. I'd have KO.
I wouldn't have LA Knight, and I wouldn't have Logan Paul. I'd have Logan Paul in the old match.
Yeah, somewhere. I agree.
With LA Knight building up for WrestleMania.
I agree. Women's, like I said, at the moment we've got Bianca, Becky, and Liv. Obviously, I don't know where they're going with this Liv Revenge Tour thing.
No idea.
That she's doing. All roads and signs point towards Becky and Rhea at Mania.
Yeah, because I think Jay Cargill will be put in there somewhere.
Yeah, I think Becky and Jade will probably do something to kick off with each other, and that sets a match up between them. Nia's versus Rhea, so she's not in it. Baszler could potentially.
No, Naomi.
I don't.
I meant to say Naomi. Naomi will be in there.
Rock and Roman. I don't know what the preview is for SmackDown. They normally show it, but they're not showing it. I'm guessing, yeah, Naomi will probably be in it. Set up a match somewhere down the line. Meacham's not. She got knocked out. Shotzi, potentially.
Potentially, yeah. This seems to be favouring Shotzi as well again at the moment. But the women's, I think it's nailed on for Becky to win it. You said before, I don't think that one's a debate. I think that's who we're getting at Mania. It's what they do, like you say, what they do with Liv going forward.
Yeah, I don't. The only thing I can see is a triple threat.
And obviously, we're not getting
Becky.
Gunther at Elimination Chamber because you can't travel.
We ain't getting Gunther. We're not getting Roman. We're not getting Rock. We're not getting Seth. At the moment, there's only 4 matches announced. There's obviously 2 Elimination Chambers. You got Rhea and Nia, and then you got Judgment Day versus British Strong Style. I would love it. I would absolutely love it if Dunn and Bate win. If DIY cost Judgment Day.
Or R-Truth.
R-Truth. Oh, mate. I'd love it. And then you can do a fatal 4-way DIY, British Strong Style, Judgment Day, Miz and Truth at Mania.
Yep. Money.
Well, just let us book this stuff. Let us book it.
DIY have been having absolute stellar matches these last few weeks, and then deserve.
Yeah. They're starting to get momentum behind them. The fans are starting to get behind them, and it's not silent when they come out anymore. Which
they're finding their fluid as well. Fluidity.
Yeah. Oh, Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, Tiffany time. Yeah,
so you've got Tiffany versus Shotzi, Naomi versus Selena.
Yeah.
So it's Tiffany and Naomi.
So obviously we're meant to be getting Braun Breaker and Dominic because of Dominic dumping him out at the Royal Rumble, but they're not doing anything about that at the moment unless it happens on.
It might happen on SmackDown because Braun showing up on SmackDown last week again, and was in the office with Nick. So Adam Pearce really needs to pull his finger out of his ass. If I know it's all fingered, but if Nick Aldis has signed Tiffany Stratton and
we need to remember this one little thing about that. Cody wins at Mania. Cody goes to SmackDown. Somebody has to come the other way.
Yeah, they can put AJ on there. They can do Randy Orton move over there. LA Knight moves over there. I know it's not on Cody's level, but the power that we've got. The plus over on Raw, you've still got Seth. You've still got Sammy. Drew's still over there.
It's whether Seth has a bit of time off after Mania. I feel like he could do if he does lose the title.
Yeah, Punk will be back around summertime. So you got Punk there. You got Punk there. They've got time to build. Gunther's still over there as well.
Yeah, so I think
Jey Uso.
I think if Gunther drops to Jey at Mania, I think the beginning of Gunther's title challenge starts after Mania.
Yeah, me too. I agree with that.
I think Jay's the right person for them to drop it to as well, because of how hot Jay is right now. It's a perfect person.
I have got one question though.
Oh.
What do you do with Mr. Senior in the bank? He still has that briefcase.
So I read something this week. He's not allowed to cash in on Seth.
Why?
Because of Seth's injury. No, I don't know if that's just why these next few weeks on TV.
Yeah, it probably is.
But I'd read that he's been told they've been told in the storyline work it is that he's banned from cashing in on Seth because of Seth's injury. So I think that's more of an actual thing that there won't be any cashing while Seth's injured.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Which means, does he cash in at Mania? If Drew wins, if it's Drew, does he cash in at Drew? But does Drew win? The question to back that up then, let's say he cashes in at Mania and he does win. Does Priest have enough in him right now to be the face of Raw as the title holder?
As a babyface or a heel?
I'm going to go staying with Judgment Day.
Yes.
If he went on his own?
No.
I think it needs Judgment Day.
I think he needs Rhea. I think he needs Rhea and Finn and Dom and JD with him.
I think they've curbing the idea of potentially dropping him, with him pulling strings here like the last few weeks with Truth.
Yeah.
I do think if he takes that title, he needs Judgment Day. I don't think he's got the power on his own on a face run.
Not yet. He did have after Backlash.
Yes, but they
could have split him up and put him on his. I know they weren't then because obviously Judgment Day was red hot, but they could have put him on his own then, and he would have survived, and he'll probably be Drew level now.
There was that point where JD was coming in where they plateaued a little bit. That was the time to pull the trigger. He was still warm from Backlash. That was the time to pull the trigger, and they didn't. I feel right now they've got to keep him with him. It will do Judgment Day in general a world of good.
Yeah, we're having the world title and the women's world title because Rhea will retain.
I feel maybe Dom and if they split the tag team off, Dom and JD probably go with tag team title ways. Put a bit of gold around Judgment Day and title, and complete.
You need a cruiserweight title, man. I'd like a cruiserweight title.
A cruiserweight title would work perfectly with Dom as the face of it.
Exactly. Like Enzo was at one point. He was the face of the cruiserweight division. Dom would be an amazing face of a cruiserweight division.
Yeah. Not 205.
And he defends
old school cruiserweight title.
Yeah. And he defends it on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
Yeah.
Defends it on all of them. Because he would do, because he's a workhorse.
Dom's perfect, because it's a title as well, and he could work Ray into that then. I could work into this one more match with Ray. Because Ray made the cruiserweight, and so did Eddie. Made the cruiserweight. Because the cruiserweight title belonged. It was more prolific in WCW than it was WWE.
Agreed.
So it would work with his heritage.
Yeah.
Even working the storyline that Judgment Day made Dom his own title, and it's a cruiserweight title. Got some good guys that could wrestle in that.
They've got quality guys. I think you got Ricochet. He's under the cruiserweight. He'll be under the cruiserweight bracket.
Tyler
JD's
Bate,
there.
Dunne.
True, I'm sure Truth's under that bracket as well. Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, like you said.
Aitson from NXT. The guys down in NXT, there's bags of them down in NXT.
Nathan Frazier. You've got loads in NXT that could do with another title, because the North American title is around big beefy. What's his name? Ofer, whatever his name is.
Oh, it reminds me of always.
You got Dragon Lee. You got Dragon Lee.
So my big one now from NXT, mate, as well, with is Dragunov. When did we get Dragunov up, and what did he do with Dragunov?
I don't think we're going to get Dragunov until they have Trick Williams in the right position. I think we'll get Trick versus Camelo at Stand and Deliver before WrestleMania. I think then Camelo comes up to the main roster. You got Camelo as well, cruiserweight. But I think he's better than a cruiserweight division, to be fair.
Adonis, sorry, two more just jumped in. Adonis,
Alexandra. They're starting a tag team as well.
Yeah, put them in NXT. Work that tag team in NXT.
Tag team cruiserweights.
Yeah,
you could put tag team cruiserweights in NXT together well easier. Nathan Frazier and Aitken are a tag team right now.
I feel like the tag team division, it needs other titles. I'm a big fan of potential trio titles as well. I think WWE've never touched the trios title. I think it worked well.
I think the right to at the moment, no. I mean, if you look at it, yes, you've got the Bloodline potentially going to break up very soon. Judgment Day potentially going to break up very soon. Well, one of them's going to leave very soon, potentially. You've got Imperium again, potentially. Vince's leaving.
Big E gets fit. You've got the New Day.
You got the New Day if Big E's fit.
Obviously, down the line,
once Dexter Lumis, because he's started to tease returning, so you can have Dexter Lumis and DIY.
That'd be good.
But it needs to work in a way where you give them time on TV, and it's given the right platform and the right story.
The right trio.
Instead of just throwing,
you can't just bang three people together and expecting the work. There needs to be a common factor there. So DIY, we'll use them as an example. Tommaso and Johnny have tag team for years, and obviously Johnny's got that relationship with Dexter, which would win over. He'll win over Ciampa anyway, because Ciampa and him seem like they're on the same wavelength, just what crush skulls. But like I'm saying, if you put, I don't know, The Miz with Nathan Frazier and Trick Williams, it just doesn't make sense. You just put trio together for trio's sake.
You've got the Final Testament and you've got the Pride.
Yeah. So there's a call in there.
To be fair, you could actually do that. To be fair, I didn't realize how many actual groups there are.
Yeah, but no, it's
do that.
It's interesting. But yeah, I've
got the club as well, by the way.
Well, the club's technically split now. It was announced on earlier, but AJ's left.
You could always pull that back.
Yeah, they saved him. Title match somewhere down the lines, they come out and help him or something.
Yeah,
I believe the club will rejoin. I really do.
Same.
But yeah, it's looking good, mate. And obviously, outside of WWE right now, I'm not gonna lie, I've not really watched anything else this week.
No, I've
It's been
not
a
watched
weird week
anything.
this week. I didn't watch any wrestling over the weekend. When I normally Friday, Saturday, when I work from home, Friday, Saturday, I normally watch wrestling. Didn't I had the radio on pretty much all day Friday, and Saturday I watched football because I always watch football on Saturday afternoon when I'm in work. But a couple of things have come out this week. I'll revert back to my T-shirt. Don't know if you've seen it. Obviously, there's been a lot of comment about AEW and superstars being unhappy about booking this week.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. And obviously, Danhausen, for one, has actually reached out because he wants to get in the ring and actual wrestle again. And they just don't seem to be booking it. So he's now taking independent bookings off his own back.
Wow.
I believe
He's
Edge
got a right, to be fair, though. He's got a right, because if they're not using him, he's just sat there collecting dust. And he's got a character that you could use on TV easily.
No, and they just say they're using him as a
A
gimmick for
comedy
Orange
sketch.
Cassidy. He needs like do something with him. You know what I mean? I haven't seen the guy wrestle. I haven't seen it. I started liking him because of Ethan Page's videos,
Yeah,
and
same.
I found him funny. And then obviously he came through AEW, and yeah, I think he's great. Do something with Ethan Page and him because they have a relationship. So you know what I mean? Have him work if you want to work him in as a gimmick side. Have him tag him with Ethan Page for a bit. Ethan Page absolutely hated that he's got tagged with it. Probably in his words, this freak. But have
Yeah.
Danhausen save Ethan Page week in week out, like by throwing a figure at him because they both got. But yeah, so Danhausen's taking bookings. Somebody in the UK, please book Danhausen within a 10-mile radius of my house, so I don't have to travel too far to meet Danhausen.
That'd be great.
Yeah, and Ethan Page, bring them both over. I really want to meet Danhausen and Ethan Page. I really want to meet Ethan Page. Big fan of his YouTube stuff more than anything. But yeah, so I believe there's a couple of that. So obviously, once again, it's internet talk. It's what you believe. But I do know Danhausen put out on his own social media this week. I want to get back in the ring. I want to wrestle more. Obviously, I've seen on the social media Danhausen's been asking for it himself. So we'll see how that plays out. The other bit of news that's absolutely shocked me this week.
TNA?
TNA.
Yeah.
Scott D'Amore being released by TNA. Who's smoking crack over there?
I don't know. I don't know what though. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know whether it was the plan all along is to get Scott D'Amore to get the talent and the sponsors and everybody in, and then he leaves. And he knew. Apparently, he didn't. It came as a surprise to himself. Apparently, some of his dealings backstage, trying to sign people like Braun Strowman before he got rebooked to WWE. By the way, night after WrestleMania, I just thought we'll talk about it in a minute, but the returns we could see are mental. Yeah, he tried to sign Braun Strowman to a deal that would probably have killed TNA because Braun Strowman was wanting a lot of money, which at the time came out. I remember reading that, and I remember it being part of the news we did. And Scott D'Amore was very, very tempted to give him the money, and then apparently got pulled the plug. There were some other dealings that he did backstage, money wise, that they weren't happy with. He had tension with just the management, so he got released because he wasn't a yes man to them.
I think at the moment though, they've done it at such a wrong time.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like I feel like the push that TNA's potentially running on was on the passion he was showing every time he spoke in the ring.
Yeah.
Maybe there's probably better ways to do it because I think that run that they're on now, they've probably are they still run by Anthem? They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
I feel like that push, that drive. I feel like Anthem's just about to murder it again because they murdered it last time when they took over.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'll be honest, Scott D'Amore's passionate promo the other week during the Alexander and Ospreay match is what drew me in to watch that full program again.
Yeah.
I wanted to anyway, but seeing that promo floating around online reminded me. And it was pure passion. I'd love to know
Yeah, it was.
how many contract agreements were agreed on the back of him and how quick them talents will get out, if they do get out.
I think most of them will probably. He obviously he wouldn't have told anyone that he potentially was leaving a month after TNA went back to TNA, because otherwise I reckon they'd say no.
Yeah.
Especially someone like Nick Nemeth or Will Ospreay making appearances and stuff. Obviously now he's on his way to AEW, but like Mustafa Ali coming in, I don't think he probably would have. Dana Brooke, or sorry, Ash by Elegance, or whatever she wants to be called by.
Tony Storm. Wish Tony Storm.
Yeah, wish Tony Storm. But like Scott D'Amore was the reason WWE and TNA started having a bit of a partnership.
Yep.
From what I've literally just read, Scott D'Amore was the one who was reaching out to WWE every other month asking if there could be some kind of partnership. And in the end, obviously, Triple H and him spoke to get Jordan Grace over into the Royal Rumble. Obviously, the other year it was Mickie James coming out with the Knockouts title.
It would have been good as well, that working partnership worked the other way. Potentially could have seen AJ doing a bit of a stint back down on TNA Impact.
Yeah, Nakamura going over a couple of matches down there. Sami Zayn, someone like that, giving him a bit of TV push, give him something. Because then, obviously, like we just said, we can see it either way. Jordan Grace coming into on Raw and facing Rhea, or facing Nia, Becky, someone like that. So, it's a loss for TNA.
I think Anthony's made it easier as well for WWE to poach that talent. So Jordan Grace. I want to say like Moose, but Dad.
Well, Moose has already come out and said Scott D'Amore was the reason he's there.
Yeah. So, I don't think WWE touched Moose, though. I think he's something to do with his history. I think he's something in his own personal history that won't touch him. Be great to see Moose up there, though. Moose, Bobby Lashley, two big sweaty men going at it again.
Been there, and they've been there. I was going to say they've already been there once, haven't they? So
it'd be great. But yeah, I just feel like come contract renewal time for a lot of these superstars, it's going to be harder talks. I did just read before we came on air that Heath Slater got a phone call from WWE, asked him if he wanted to come back after letting go. He hung the phone up instantly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, baby.
I think that's one that you look at, and it's like if Fandango or Dirty Dango in TNA, or even Mustafa Ali would get a call now and they say, will you come back? I don't think it'd do anything for them to come back to WWE.
No, I think Heath's in the same bracket. Well, Heath obviously a little bit more than Dolph. I think Heath deserved a little bit more than he actually got.
Agreed.
Absolutely. And even down in TNA though, he's not really getting much there either. Must be
he's doing more independent bookings, isn't he?
Yeah. But yeah, it's. I think have that question, has TNA killed TNA already? We'll have to wait and see how it all plans out.
I hope not.
I hope not, because obviously it was really entertaining last that one I watched. Just what else I've read this week or anything else?
Tony Khan said his tweets don't harm the product. But that's a different.
Do you remember last week when you asked me? I'm so bitter about Punk. Is there anything that you're not?
Yeah,
bitter
I know.
You just heard it, then, didn't you? You just heard it.
It's there. It's one of the news articles.
You just no, but I'm saying you just heard yourself as you said it. Gone. Yeah, no, hang on a minute. That's my CM Punk.
I already knew anyway. Tony Khan believes his proactive tweets enhance true engagement for AEW.
I'm not saying it's Tony Khan. I'm going to defend you. I'm not saying it's Tony Khan. I'm saying it's Tony Khan's tweets is what offends you more than anything.
They don't offend me. They just do me head in. Stop doing what you're doing, you weirdo. I mean, there's a bit of news, obviously, on Dynamite. The huge announcement again was made that they're in Boston, coming up for a Dynamite, and it's in the background was Boss Time or whatever it was, and there's dollar signs. Mercedes Moné, yeah, and then Okada.
I know you hate the announcements with a passion.
I fucking can't stand. Well, there's no need for them.
But I like it, right?
Of course you do.
I think it's good because they haven't got all these events aren't pre-planned and pre-booked like WWE are booked each year. You know where you stand with WWE events every year. I like that they're introducing these new matches, and it's Tony Khan announcing them, and he's making a bit of special. And someone had a dig about it online. He got like 800,000 views or something online, the big announcement, compared to the millions and millions that Thursday got. But someone pointed out the right thing. AEW is still the second run, the second running wrestling company in the world. They are not on a public eye as WWE just yet. Well, I don't think they ever will be. WWE's been around for like 40 plus years, at least. They're not going to get that many views every week, especially when you put the megastar Dwayne Johnson in it. Tell you what, if Tony Khan did a massive announcement and hashtagged it, hashtag Dwayne Johnson, hashtag The Rock, we'll see how many views they get there. I like his little announcements.
That's not what my beef is with it.
No, you just because they're all a fucking time.
They're a waste of time. They're a waste of time unless it is announcing a massive pay-per-view at All In, announcing it, not tickets are going on sale, like because that was pointless.
Well, something moved it forward.
Oh well, happy days! You could have done that in a tweet. You could have done it in an email sent out. Why'd you have to take over TV time to announce it?
You can't tweet because you tell them off about tweeting.
No. That's no. If he tweets out tickets are on sale and this for our event in London, England, AEW All In, fine. But don't start fucking going on about Undertaker or John Cena or like football or something like that. I don't care.
I'm just throwing it out there. I was with him with Dylan Taker and Cena one. Just putting it out there. That's all I'm saying.
No, I know, but leave it. You're the owner of 8 million companies. You don't need to do that. Can you imagine? Oh man, no, I'm not getting into it. Anyway,
like press the button.
You have pressed the button now. If it's like the announcement of Will Ospreay, fine, fair enough. It's Will Ospreay. If he did it with Okada, fair enough. Mercedes Moné, fair enough. I don't need to know you're doing a show in Boston in 3 weeks' time when I don't care. I don't think anyone cares.
Just on Okada, mate.
Apart from people. I know, I was getting into that in a minute. AEW. I'm going to get into that in a minute. But I don't need to know about your show coming up in 3 weeks' time. Advertise it on your show as an advertisement, not as a huge announcement. It's not a huge announcement. No one cares you're going to be in Boston or friggin' Mississippi or wherever. I don't care. Stop with the huge announcements that you're going to be in this show. And he does. If he did it in a way which was more engaging, he doesn't. He stands there and it's like he reads a teleprompt and he goes, AEW All In London, England. Fans can be so excited to see all you AEW stars. And it's like, take a breath and have some more passion in your voice. Anyway, that aside, I do think he's starting to get AEW back on the right track with storylines. Okada, AEW, mate. I think it's all set for AEW.
So who's this new? So I've seen the promo for NXT last week or the week before. Who do you recognise? Because everybody in the comments section, obviously I don't watch NXT. I really feel like I want to now as well, but I feel like I'm going to pull in too late because I'm going to lose some of the big stars to the going up the main roster.
One or two.
But who do we think this promo is? Because everybody in the comments section under that promo thought it was Okada's.
It can see. I originally thought it was Okada from what I've read, what I was reading about Okada, and his different characters, something like that. I'm not going to sit and pretend I'm an Okada fan and I've watched Okada's matches. I've watched a one or two on AEW. That's it. I originally had Dexter Lumis. repackaged, come back after his long stint out. But then from what he's been putting on Instagram every now and again on stories, it looks like he's just going to carry on doing his thing with The Way and Gaga and Ciampa. I just don't think you could repackage Loomis now because they'd all just want him with Indy.
Yeah.
The other person I thought it was going to be was Boa. They originally had him face paint, masked, and was kind of like a demon Japanese wrestler kind of guy. Then he got brought off TV for a bit, and he's not been seen since. Now, I thought it was going to be him and Wendy Chu. Wendy Chu repackaged because she's not been on TV in about 4 or 5 months.
All right.
But it could be Okada. I mean, I don't know Okada's history. I don't know.
I don't know enough. I just know Okada as he is currently. One name that popped in my head when I watched it, because I did watch the promo, but I feel like NXT would be the wrong place for him to do this. Is the Bo Dallas?
That was the other one I was thinking of. Oh, they released the trailer for the Showcase of Immortals. Sorry, for 2K. Sorry. Yeah, that was the other one I was thinking of. I was talking about it to Tomo. Shout out to Tomo. The other day. That was the other one it could be.
But I thought Joe Gacy and I thought Bo Dallas both at the same time.
Gacy's on TV week in, week out.
Yeah, Gacy's doing his own thing now, isn't he?
So someone put 6 days ago, Bo Dallas has been posting vignettes on his Instagram about 3 new faces gimmick. So it could be Bo Dallas. It's Kane. He's the mayor, Isaac Yankem, and DDS.
It's Mick Foley.
Mick Foley's, yeah, I got to see Mick Foley bringing back all 3 faces.
He's asking for one more match. He just can't decide with who. I don't know. If it's Bo, I just hope to do a short period down there to get him back in the ring to build this character up a little bit more, and then bring him up. Maybe bring up with Joe Gacy, link up with him maybe, because he seems like he's in the right place for him.
I think Joe Gacy is past the point of trying to do anything like that now. I think he's got into crazy, wants to get beat up all the time. I think he's turned into a...
You could work down to a storyline where Bo, as Uncle Howdy, takes control over him again, like he did with Bray. Sorry,
someone's just put Ezekiel, Elias, and El Rod are coming. That's mint. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
if I wanted it to be anyone, I want it to be someone fresh and new like Okada. Yeah. And I know people don't want him in NXT; they want him on the main roster. But let's face it: if you put someone in New Japan Pro Wrestling that's been there for so many years, been on AEW TV, into a WWE universe, they're not going to know who he is because WWE's universe is so surrounded by Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. They don't know anything outside of it.
I think Okada, mate. I think Okada, this is me personally, I think Okada could be the exception to that. And I think they could work him in perfectly in a storyline with Nak.
Okay.
Because obviously Nak's a full-on heel at the moment. He has relationships with Sammy and Kevin, so they could use his way in, helping Sammy out with Nakamura if they're doing something there. There's potential. I personally feel, obviously, I'm not just a WWE fan. I watched multiple play. I feel Okada's that big of a name. I feel like going to NXT would also be a step down for him right now. But I get where you're coming from. For those people who only watch WWE, Okada coming in and the diehard wrestling fan go mad for, but the diehard WWE fan going, who's that?
So I'm going to take myself as an example. If you were to put Okada on Raw, I wouldn't care. I don't know enough of him to know. There'll be a lot of work to
get people like you interested in Okada.
So if I was to see Okada in NXT in the main event against Dragunov for the NXT title, I could get with that because I could see a quality match between Okada and Dragunov and build it up. if you were to put Okada on SmackDown and say, right, Okada's he's coming, it's the vignettes, and his first match is against, fucking hell, I don't know, Elton Prince from Pretty Deadly, I'd be like,
pretty dreadful.
Okay, fuck off. He's not Eddie Kingston.
Shut up.
By the way, Eddie Kingston's apparently been rubbing people backstage. Him and Edge been rubbing people the wrong way backstage. Apparently, from what I've just read. And then certain wrestlers are coming out saying they need to stay in their own lane and worry about themselves rather than what they're doing. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, as myself as a mainly I have been a WWE guy and not looked elsewhere. I wouldn't know who if Okada be on Raw. I'd be like, yeah, I don't care. I'm not
I
gonna lie.
get where you're coming from. 100% get where you're coming from.
But then he's one of those stars in New Japan that potentially, yeah, you're right. You put him on Raw with Nakamura, it works. But then would he just be known as Nakamura's sidekick?
No, I don't. Not I'm like in a feud with Nakamura. Get it over that way. Have somebody with them, sort of work at it, help him out. I think anybody would like. I used to say for AEW, but I'm off it a little bit. Not I'm off it at the moment. Just not watched it. But for me, if he goes to AEW, yes, it helps AEW out to their fans, but all we're going to see again is Okada, Will Ospreay matches, Kenny Omega, Okada matches,
Bryan
Kenny
Danielson,
Omega,
Okada.
Will Ospreay matches, which have been done. They've been done. They've had multiple back and forths about these. We don't need them anymore. Will and Okada's just had a big match in New Japan to finish that off. Tony Khan, I feel like it'd be just. Don't get me wrong, great matches probably, but been done. It'd be like flogging a dead dog again. We don't need to see it because we're going to get Ospreay Kenny 3. That's happening at some point. Or is it 4? I don't know. We're going to get that sort of stuff if obviously when Kenny gets fit, but I don't need to see Kenny Okada again. As much as they'd be great matches, I don't. I would like to see Okada AJ.
Yeah.
100%. Or Okada Finn. Jeez.
Yeah, shit. Yeah. Have you? I know we're pushing for time, but have you seen the? Are they still going by the Young Bucks? Is that, I know the heel tag team now. I don't know what they're
the Young Bucks.
have you seen they're wanting to try and do a Forbidden Door thing with the New Day if Big E's fit?
Right, take my money now.
Apparently, they've tried to push it with Tony to see if there's any way they could do it.
They need to do it before they're all too old. Tell you what, if the Young Bucks, the New Day, FTR, the Usos all retire, and they've not all faced each other, we've missed out on that.
Well, we've had FTR New Day.
Yeah,
FTR and Usos.
But
I get what you mean.
If they don't, all right, then if the Young Bucks don't get to face them 3, give me a 4 corners tag match for them 4 teams. If the Young Bucks don't get to face them 2 more teams now, I feel like that'll be the one thing the Young Bucks and maybe the other guys will regret when they retire, that they never got to have that. And I don't want that match when they're Ric Flair's age. In some warehouse in California.
You don't want to do it now like Matt and Jeff?
No. I want them at peak, and I feel like they're all at peak point now. And mate, just make a one-off pay-per-view, just that match, and I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it.
To be fair, I think every wrestling fan that likes AEW and WWE knows the history between them 2 kind of thing. Well, that would be WWE versus AEW, first time ever.
Honestly, and I said this a few months back, and obviously things are starting to change again. I think if the way the AEW is going with booking and backstage issues and stuff like that, I could still see them wrestling WWE.
I could. I could,
Genuinely really can.
especially on Raw. You had Andrade with that great vignette to build him
Yeah.
back up onto the main roster, and then obviously essentially you're going to have Aleister Black return to WWE, and I know Murphy's not going to exactly get the push that like world title, but Murphy, and he gets treated right, they'll be like, oh, look what it's like over here compared to the kind of thing.
I feel,
and especially look at Cody.
I feel if Tony Khan and Triple H could do an agreement, it would do that would do AW more help than it would do WWE.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it'd be able then that you'd have the guys who, for me, I don't care what any wrestler or any wrestling fan says. To finish your career and say you're one of the best in the business, you've had to been in WWE and at the top. You've had to have your WrestleMania moment. So for me, I feel Kenny and Young Bucks, they need that. There's a few more over there. Swerve, he needs Swerve will be back there in future in a big spot.
I feel for Swerve because at one point it looked like he was just on the up, and now it looks like I don't know. I mean, I don't watch AEW week in week
Well,
out.
he's got a triple threat match coming with Revolution with Samoa Joe and
He's
Adam
not going
Page.
to win it though, is he? He's not going to. I mean, I don't know the story. Like I said, I
Yeah,
don't know the
but
story.
if he doesn't take the pin, I've had a Hangman takes the pin. It doesn't hurt Swerve that.
What do you do with Hangman as well? Because he's at the point now where he's done everything in AEW.
Hangers the next one I'm worried about at AEW. I've got a feeling Buddy Matthews and Malachi Black are on the way out soon. I said that to you last week, the week before. I do feel like they're next. Hangers is the next one I am genuinely concerned about at AEW. I think Hangers could be the next big name to make that jump across because Triple H he's not hid the fact as Hangman. He's not hid the fact that Triple H is a big fan of his. Triple H wanted him back in Black and Gold NXT. And he was still chasing him as they were getting the fine tuning of AEW fixed. They made a storyline on BTE about it. And he is a big fan. I think if the bookings don't sort themselves out for Hangers, you could see him making the jump. I think
Cody will be a big say in it all as well. Cody will be the one that as much as they don't want to kill that company, because obviously he made it. If they're seeing what Cody's doing, and obviously it's now being run by Triple H and Nick Khan, and they're seeing, you're a star in AEW and you come over to WWE, you can make it as a star in WWE from when you've been in AEW. They will go, right, okay. Like Aleister Black, he comes back. I would love to see Aleister Black in that main event on Raw against Drew McIntyre or Seth Rollins.
That's my issue though, coming back for people like Aleister Black coming back. So Aleister Black, he's got star quality, mate. He's slot back in there,
yeah,
no problem.
Absolutely.
Buddy Matthews, stay in AEW. Stay in AEW, buddy. You've got nothing to do in WWE.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, unless you put him in the mid-title
taking anybody, take Brody.
Yeah, Brody in WWE would absolutely do wonders, especially you see the way the Triple H does with Ivar and Bronson Reed, these big men.
Another one of which absolutely he's slapping NXT because I still think he needs a bit of work, but then he'd murder main roster after that. Big Wardlow.
Yes. Agreed.
And I think he
and Brian Cage.
Brian Cage, I'm crying for Brian Cage to get a push somewhere. Been a big Brian Cage fan from Lucha Underground. I absolutely love Swolverine. I think he's just underused. But I think Wardlow could go across soon because once again he's put into a group that is potentially just going to be sitting mellowing in.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I don't like to talk about guys from AEW jumping across because I like AEW. I'm a big AEW fan. I'd like the way it stays, but I feel right now it's a bit all over the show. I mean, you got Mox working with the CMLL guys to get them over. Daniel Bryan's been doing stuff in New Japan, and yeah, it's a bit. I need to watch this week because I believe, spoilers if you haven't watched it, obviously I believe Sting and Darby win against Big Cass or Big Bill and Ricky Starks. And obviously then the Young Bucks come out and attack them and they bloodied Darby and they're in a white suit. So the suits are all covered in Darby's blood. Setting off for Revolution. I believe it was another good week for him. I just, like I said earlier on, I didn't watch my wrestling this week while I was working. That's the reason I haven't watched AEW this week. There's other stars that I wish they would release as well. Matt and Jeff, get rid of Matt and Jeff. Butch and the Blade, get rid of. There's quite a few that if they put me in charge, I'd happily sack them all, and then bring back through like Ethan Page, who's sitting in Ring of Honor now.
That's one of the issues. I mean, we spoke about AEW, so one of the old videos. Go back and check it out. But the issues with AEW and Ring of Honor was a major part of that, because not as an issue to AEW as in terms of talent, but there's talent in Ring of Honor that should be on AEW TV more than what other people should be.
Yeah, and there's talent
like Ethan Page, like Athena.
Yeah, and there's talent on Ring of Honor, AEW TV that should be in Ring of Honor a bit more.
Exactly. Yeah,
they should treat Ring of Honor like their NXT.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the way it should be looked at. It should be barely crossed over. Their tag titles shouldn't be represented on AEW TV. Their trio titles shouldn't be represented on AEW TV.
No.
It shouldn't. It should all be kept separately. Treat it as it's NXT. You know, if people that want to go down there and build up because they're not getting much in there, do that. But there's people getting on TV time that. So take Matt Monaro and he used to be in JAS. I think their names now.
No,
they're still getting TV time. Put them in Ring of Honor. They're not really doing anything. They were 2.0 in NXT for a little while.
But yeah, and I agree. There's talent that on AEW, like you said, should be on Ring of Honor and Ring of Honor to AEW. It's just I don't think Tony Khan or the booking team in general, to be fair, just don't know what to do with Ring of Honor. It's like, okay, we've got all this talent. What do we do with it?
Yeah.
All right, we'll book them there and we'll book them there, but it just doesn't make sense. Like Big Cass and Ricky Starks winning tag titles. Why?
Yeah, and then you got FTR trio with Danny Garcia that has literally no reason why them three are tagging together.
Yeah, like
it's just I could understand if you were doing Danny Garcia with Daniel Bryan because there's been a bit of a storyline in the past there.
Yeah,
but there's no past with it unless I've missed it. That FTR, mate. Fox FTR, they're in tagging again. Like I know they had the storyline against the House of Black and they needed a third member, but you could have found someone fucking else that with Danny Garcia. That's not me having a dig at Daniel Garcia.
I hate that fucking really dance good. He does as well, by the way.
I hate his dance, but I think he's very good young talent. Potentially could do with a push somewhere. But yeah, I don't know. But no, just on that, you just reminded me. I read a thing yesterday from Heath. Heath's been talking recently. Just probably the last thing. 3MB. I remember the Shield was actually meant to be a part of 3MB. Let's end on a high note here. So Heath was
I think I've read this.
Heath was the creator and the idea bringer up to 3MB. Took it to Hayes and it took a while, and he's like, right, you're getting your band, who do you want? He wanted Dean Ambrose. He wanted who was the other one? Fandango.
Yeah.
He wanted them two and him. And he's like, he didn't know obviously Fandango was about to become Fandango, and he didn't know obviously Mox was going to become Dean Ambrose in the Shield. So obviously the Shield came about, and he's like, well, I'm not getting him. And then Fandango obviously started to become Fandango down at NXT and training. So P.S. Hayes came back and said, you're getting Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal. And he just went, fuck, Drew's not going to be happy about this. And he said the first time he's seen Drew and he's been told he's going to be in 3MB, Drew says, you're taking the fucking piss.
Yeah, he said that in his book, didn't he, Drew?
And then obviously Jinder said it was quite chill. But yeah, we could have had 3MB with Dirk Dango and John and Dean Ambrose Moxley.
Imagine that for 3MB. Then El Torito versus Hornswoggle.
Still would have had, yeah. the WLC.
Yeah. WLC, best WLC match ever.
Have you seen the Wii Wrestling on Discovery Plus, mate? Just gonna leave you that.
No, do you know what? I was scrolling through Instagram, TikTok the other day, and there's a bunch. It says midget wrestling roll call, and they're all saying the names. Mate, I'm in tears watching that.
It's on Discovery
Some
Plus.
of the names some of the names are so like just Little Miss, and I'm like, wow.
Tigra.
Yeah, it was. That one made me cringe more than anything.
There's worse than that, mate. I feel like a lot of Kofi Kingston
like Michael Jackson. Yeah. Yeah. Man, oh man, it's funny.
No.
It's funny.
But no, Road to WrestleMania is well and truly on its way. We're about a week away from Elimination Chamber in Perth. For all those UK-based fans, that's like 9 o'clock in the morning. I'll be showing 5 a.m. in the States. Oh dear, sorry guys. And look, at least you can get up at 5 to watch it. We're going to bed at 5 when we're watching a pay-per-view in the States.
So true.
Yeah, I could do that. I'd just go bed early and get up at 5. I'll be fine. I'll be happy with that. But yeah, obviously it's in Perth, Australia. I'm interested to see how the fans are out there. I really am, because last night I felt the fans at Raw were really flat for the bits I've watched so far.
Mate, they're always poor at Raw. I hate the crowd on Raw. SmackDown doesn't seem as bad. SmackDown like they're into it. But Raw, nah, it's always poor.
Friday should be interesting though to see how The Rock's reception is on Friday.
Yeah, we got NXT tonight. Corbin and Breaker get their title shots. So I'm hoping they get their tag titles. I think they should. I think the family have got to a point now where it's just boring. Like I said to you last week, the NXT tag team division's poor.
Do you know the family need?
Hornswoggle, Truth.
How are you doing?
Yeah, you know what? That would work very well, and I'd like to see that. No, the tag team division on NXT is poor. But Breaker and Corbin winning tag titles would give it that bit more credibility. So I want them to win the tag titles. I'd love to see Corbin win another title. Deserves it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a workhorse, mate. I've said this before. He deserves so much more. But yeah, you got NXT tonight, and obviously you've got AEW. On Tuesday. We record Tuesday. Dynamite. On Wednesday. I'm gonna try and make a conscious effort this week to try and watch them. So I feel
there'll be a huge announcement somewhere for a show that's coming up in Las Vegas. The huge
announcement would be I've tuned back in. I feel like in the last few weeks we've sort of neglected AEW a little bit, but
there's been no news though.
That's it. WWE have been so at the forefront. I feel like AEW know that themselves right now, that there's no way they compete with what WWE are pushing right now.
I think when it comes to after Elimination Chamber, when it comes towards Sting's retirement, they'll have a bit of a thing. Then you've got Will Ospreay coming into TV. Then you'll have that, and then if Mercedes Moné's there as well, you've got that coming up. So I think AEW have got that little bit of a push coming towards it. It's just a shame they've got it all coming towards WrestleMania, with the biggest match of in probably WWE history coming up with.
Well, who's Ospreay facing?
Roman. JD McDonough in a street fight. Again, because we need to see it.
Judgment Day again.
Again for the 5th time. But no, I think AEW will start gaining the momentum towards Revolution, and then probably die off a little bit towards WrestleMania, just because it's WrestleMania week, WrestleMania month, and the what WWE do for it. And then after that, it's the road to All In, then in it, and then SummerSlam as well around that time. So I think they'll get momentum going after WrestleMania.
But yeah, I'm going to try and make a conscious effort this week of watching them a bit more. I may be at home, but probably a bit more this week. Got a doctor's appointment Friday, so I might try and Skype out of a day in the office. But yeah, so we've got Dynamite Wednesday, Rampage. If you watch Rampage on Friday, Collision Saturday.
That's still going. That's what said to me. Main event still going, and I'm like, main event still going.
I did hear there's going to be no Rampage this weekend, actually. I think, or some date soon is going to be a Rampage. I do think they might test the waters on that. Rampage may be dying.
I think they just need to get rid of it. I don't think I think the views they get is below NXT views.
Yeah, no storylines get run through Rampage.
No, it's just like a weekly. It's like a heat in it.
Yeah, it's like a main event.
Yeah. I
But
can't
yeah,
believe that's still going.
I think we might have Rampage then on Saturday. Obviously, over here in the UK, you're a little bit behind because of ITV. But obviously, if you've got Fight TV or Thriller TV, I think it's called now, and you've got the subscriptions, they're all on there. But then, yeah, we've got Elimination Chamber. Well, we're Raw Monday, on Friday again. Obviously, repeat, but we'll be back before then. Yeah, next week, Elimination Chamber pod.
Yeah, Elimination Chamber pod. And then after this, we'll run through some ideas of what we can do leading up to WrestleMania. I've got a few in my head that I want to do.
Well,
There'll
we've
just be
got the
loads of
most important
WrestleMania
pod of them
content.
all. The Wrestling Fellas award ceremony.
That's after Mania, that one, isn't it? We do that after Mania.
Did we have to Mania?
Yeah, we did it after Mania last time because I had Cody and Roman in my top matches.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did we do? I thought we did it before Mania.
We did it
a year mark.
2 weeks later because we did the WrestleMania after show thing, and then the week after then we did the awards.
Okay.
Because I only remember because I put Cody and Roman in one of my matches and Gunther, Sheamus and Drew, and you said stupid moment of the year was Charlotte breaking her nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I remember.
But yeah, so we have got that. That's in our back pocket. And obviously, this will be the first one that will be YouTubed and
second.
Did we do the last one?
First one was on YouTube. Yeah, first one. That was our first video.
Was that our first video? Oh, okay. So if you're not tuned in, go back. Me and Matt get suited and booted. We have ties on.
Yeah, that's literally it.
Still pulled out the t-shirt segment, but we're wearing ties. Right. I might suit up for this one.
Suit it up. Are we doing it? I'll do it. I'm all right.
Bit of a ball like though, innit? Because you got to take it all back off afterwards, isn't it? Ties dead easy. I might order one of them t-shirts, mate. The tuxedo on it.
Yeah. I know.
But yes, we've got that in the obviously coming up in the near future. Our WrestleMania pods. Obviously, WrestleMania time also. It's not just WrestleMania time. It does mark our anniversary of this podcast. So we do get a little bit in there. We have a little bit more and a little bit different than normal. So like the ceremony is literally a pod, a video of us getting our yearly review for our show
and arguing over it should be
Well, I think this year we'll talk a bit closer to time, but I think we have our own winners.
Okay,
you pick yours, and I pick mine, because then there's no debate on who wins.
And then we get the folks in the comment section to tell us who
wins overall.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, I like that. Plus, we've got obviously 2K comes out, 2K24 on the 5th of March for people that pre-order it. So we'll be playing that, and then we'll be giving out honest review in it. We're not getting paid by 2K to do that because they probably don't.
2K, if anybody knows anybody 2K, we would happily review your game for
and give it top marks for a small fee. Obviously, we're both big wrestling game fans, always have been. So we'll be getting the game and we'll be trying it out, and we'll tell you our opinions on that. Plus, we've got John doesn't know this, but I've got other stuff planned coming up for WrestleMania. I'll tell him all about it after this ends. Yeah, so we got a lot coming up.
I don't need to run off tonight. I don't need to. Normally, when he finishes podcast, I'm busting for a pee. But tonight, I'm all right. I'm good. My bladder. I'm not got a bladder of an old.
Don't need to go make tea.
Not yet. No, it's still early, so we're good for a little while.
Cool.
Not much though, because. But no, guys. I think a good point to end this pod now. Thank you for tuning in as every week. The guys are tuning in week in, week out. Thank you for those who are subscribing and following us. We appreciate every single one of you. But the ones who are viewing us and not subscribing, please hit that subscription button here on the YouTube channel. I think it's just over that way somewhere, depending on how the YouTube video. Yeah.
There'll be an arrow right on this video now pointing towards it.
Yeah. So Matt put a nice juicy arrow into where it goes. Hit that subscribe button. Use that link below as well for all your Euroshop buys. Please help us out. Once again, like I said, you help us out, we get content made for you. Also, there will probably be, if we do get to the point, there'll be giveaways. I really want to get to a point where we have a community where we can actually give back to as well. But yeah, hit that subscribe button. Hit your comments below how excited you are for WrestleMania. Tell us that one match you're looking forward to WrestleMania. Is it the Cody Roman? Is it potentially Roman's Rock against Seth and Cody? Or are you a simple person who's actually looking forward to Jay and Gunther if it's going to happen? Let us know in the comments what you think. But yeah, subscribe there, guys. Head across to the TikTok channel Wrestling Fellas Pod. Follow and like on there. I'm trying to think the last upload was on there. My AW box opening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to see what was in that crate, I did share it in a couple of videos back, but you can jump across to TikTok and see the shortened down version as well. But yeah, hit and subscribe over there. Social medias at X and Facebook, it's the Wrestling Fellas. Go and join them. And they obviously Matt's very active on X, Twitter, if you call it Twitter.
I haven't been over the last couple of days only because I've not been well this weekend. So other than that, yeah, I'm always on there.
This is it though. We try to be active, but this is not our full-time job. Very far away from that would be the dream, but we've got full-time jobs as well that we have to keep because we don't work, we don't have these nice things to produce. This so yeah, hit up the social medias, and the last one is the Instagram page, wrestling_fellas pod. Go hit a like on there. I'll probably say, but we'll be really honest, that is the least used one. You might get the story updates just because Instagram. It's about pictures. It's not about videos. But yeah, so hit us up on all them. But like I say, guys, share with a friend, share, get us the views up. It'd be great. We muchly appreciated. And obviously, the more we get there, the better the content can get. So, Matthew, till next time.
Peace.
Yay.